Beauty and wellness store Clicks has been accused of a lack of diversity and transformation. This is why some argue a racist ad managed to make it online. The advert described black hair as dry and damaged and had a picture of white hair describing it as healthy. Joining me now is Clicks board member Nonkululeko Gobodo. Good evening and thank you so much for your time tonight. Perhaps let's just begin with your own impressions of the Clicks ad when you first saw it. What did you think of it?
I was shocked, Cathy. I was shocked. I was appalled by the image, and I just could not understand how it could have landed on our website. So it was initial shock, and then obviously, you know, Clicks, you know that we don't do things like that. So you scramble calling the CEO and the CFO and everybody else to find out what is happening. So as a black woman, I must say that I was appalled by the advert.
What are the kind of conversations that you've been having at board level in order to ensure that there is accountability for such an ad being put out in the first place?
Yes, you know, Kath, I mean, as I say that, then management gave me explanations as to, you know, the mistake and all of that. So the first thing I did was to write to the chairman of the board to just, you know, say, I'm just surprised that such an advert appeared on our website. But, Cathy, I mean, obviously, we have to admit, as the CEO has admitted, that this was negligence, carelessness of some employees within that department. This is not the kind of thing that Clicks would ever do. This is not an advert that was created by Clicks. We would never, as Clicks, create an advert like that. So the second thing then is to just make sure that as the board want to find out how this happened. So we asked for a full investigation into this matter. And obviously, I mean, the second thing was, for me, I was saying, how can our people not see something strange in this advert? Yes, it's a mistake. We acknowledge that it is a mistake. None of our senior executives signed off on this advert. But then the fact that our people could see it as normal is the question. It talks to our programs on diversity and inclusion. And of course, I mean, as the board, that's the first thing that we said, that we need to look at our programs and we need to upskill our people around diversity and inclusion so that careless things like this do not happen.
Well, of course, sure, go ahead. Sorry. No, you can go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that this advert does not represent the values of Clicks, and therefore all of us were disappointed at what happened. We have to acknowledge that.
One of the things that has been raised and the general sentiment from people is that for an advert like this to be able to make it on the Clicks website, number one, means that there were obvious loopholes and gaps within the internal checks and balances system of the organization. But the broader issue is that there are people who work at Clicks who, in fact, as you're raising, think that something like this is okay. How are you going to fundamentally address that systemic build-up, or the system that enables something like this to be able to happen?
So, Cathy, for me, I think there are two issues. You know, in South Africa, we always use transformation, discrimination, racism in one sentence. For me, these two things should be separated. For me, transformation is relating to our past, and we understand that our past, what it is, and that we need time to correct these things. The pace is slow. But discrimination, racism, prejudice against women is a crime. And that matter has to be dealt with decisively. And Clicks is not a racist organization. So my question to the executives was, how is it possible that this slips through? I must say, Cathy, Clicks is one of the most well managed companies I've ever been associated with. So it was a shock to me that our systems could sleep like this. So, and we do have to admit that, as the CEO has admitted, that this slipped through. We just do not understand how it slipped through. And therefore, we have to tighten our processes around these matters. But of course, it does talk to some unconsciousness in those employees who are involved in this, putting up this advert, that it didn't shock them, that it was strange, talking to, again, diversity and inclusion. So as a board, these are the things that we're going to be emphasizing. Our Social and Ethics Committee is on this matter to make sure that our people are upskilled in these matters. This is not who we represent. Clicks, and when we talk about transformation regarding clicks, I don't want to appear defensive or anything like that. I must say that clicks is ahead on all of these issues. Yes, there are many areas where we're still lacking, especially the development of Africans. This has been my issue with clicks, and the new CEO, Vikesh, is on this matter of making sure that we develop Africans. But let's be fair to clicks in terms of their progress around transformation. 60% of the board of clicks is black, 40% is women. The exco of clicks is 2/3 black. Clicks, the ESOP scheme paid out in 2018 and 2019 2 billion rands to ordinary South Africans. I mean, for me, that was the greatest moment of all South Africa, post-apartheid South Africa, where ordinary people at clicks received 2 billion rands, buying houses, paying off their bonds. That is the clicks I know.
So doesn't that become then a greater indictment on the organization? The fact that despite all of this good that you're talking about, there was still this ad, and nothing changes the fact that it was put out there, there was no wrong seen with it, and now the organization has been left to almost scurry and try and do some level of damage control.
Yeah, that is the sad part, is that you can do all of these good things and then one mistake just wipes everything off. It's very sad for me. Cathy, the sad thing is that, you know, whenever I hear that the media are talking about a clicks advert, yes, it was on our website, but it was not a clicks advert. We didn't create this advert. Clicks would never create an advert.
But the fact that the fact that it ended up on your platform makes you equally liable for, because many people didn't see it on TRESemmé's website, they saw it on your website, and so we can't escape that level of accountability.
No. We cannot, which is why we've taken action as clicks to suspend the people who are involved. We've taken the actions to delist TRESemmé on our stores immediately, which is why we now realize that transformation has to be top of the agenda in terms of bringing in hair care programs that are local, especially from black suppliers. All of these things now are top of the agenda for clicks, because obviously this situation is not acceptable, that such an image landed up on our website. It's not acceptable to me as a black woman in South Africa. I was offended by it.